Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kyle and it's nice to meet you. I thought it'd be really fun to compile a list of 5 really terrifying games that you can play with your friends in the dark. Before we get into that though, play any of these games at your own risk. Some of them are pretty scary, so if you don't feel comfortable playing any of them, you don't have to. But if you would like to and you want to be adventurous, definitely comment and let me know below how your experience was playing these games. Also, before we get into this, if you could just take one quick second to subscribe to my channel, I would really appreciate it. It really helps me out. And if you get to the end of this video and you really liked what you saw, if you could also hit that thumbs button, I would greatly appreciate it. But let's dive right into it. Here are 5 really scary games that you can play with your friends in the dark on Halloween or any night if you wanted to. And if you see me looking down, it's because I printed them out so I could read them off to you. The first game that you can play is called the elevator game. Now, with the elevator game, this does involve some challenges because first off, you have to find a building that has at least 10 floors and an elevator. If you do find that, the first thing that you're going to do is get into the elevator either by yourself or with some friends, but you definitely want to make sure that you are alone in that elevator. Don't enter the elevator if there's other people in there. Only the players of the game should be in the elevator by themselves. Once you're inside the elevator, you're going to press the button to the 4th floor, and you're going to go to the 4th floor. When the doors open, do not get out. From there, you're going to press buttons and go to a series of different floors, and eventually you're going to end up on the 5th floor, where a young woman may be there waiting to enter the elevator and get in with you. When she does enter the elevator, however, do not look at her or say anything. She may take you to the 10th floor, and if she does, do not get out. I cannot stress that enough. Do not get out of the elevator. Otherwise, you may never come back. When the elevator returns back to the 1st floor, you can exit and leave the building, and that's when the game ends. The detailed instructions for how to really play this game are going to be below, so if you really want to play this game, definitely click that and read all the instructions, but a lot of these are just going to be overviews on the game and some of the bare bones needed to play. The second game that you can play is called Dry Bones. Now, Dry Bones is a demon who loves to play hide and seek. And to begin the game and welcome him into your home, all you have to do is go into the bathroom just after midnight. You also want to make sure it's really dark in your bathroom, and you're going to light a match. You're going to close your eyes and you're going to imagine a prize, something that you would love to win, something really attainable, a promotion at work. From there, if you hear faint moaning, that means that Dry Bones has accepted your challenge and wants to play this game with you. It also means that Dry Bones is here with you. From there, you're going to go and find a hiding place and see if he can find you. You have until 3 a.m. to remain hidden from Dry Bones. When it hits 3 a.m., you have to come out from your hiding spot and loudly demand that Dry Bones leaves. However, if he finds you, he'll steal your soul. So definitely be wary and play this game because your soul's on the line. The third game that you can play is called the Midnight Game. To play the Midnight Game, you're going to want to write your full name on a piece of paper and place it in front of a wooden door. Then you're going to light a candle and place it on top of the paper. You're going to wait until just before midnight and you're going to knock on the door 22 times. You want to space out those knocks so that your final knock is right when it turns midnight. Then you're going to blow out the candle and you're going to open the door. Midnight Man is now here, and he's hunting you. You must walk around your dark house with a candle until 3:33 a.m. and you cannot get caught. If your candle goes out, that means that he's close. If this happens to you, you have to try to relight your candle, and I really mean try to relight your candle. If you can't do that, you're going to have to surround yourself with a circle of salt, and you will have to stay in that circle until 3:33 a.m. when he leaves. There's no telling what can happen to you if you don't do these things. From all the accounts of people playing, supposedly, nobody has ever found out what happens if he catches you because nobody wants to risk it. So definitely follow those rules if you plan on playing the Midnight Game. The fourth thing that you can do is using a Ouija board. I think they're said Ouija. If it's not, don't come for me. But a Ouija board. Hasbro makes a lot of children's toys. They should never really be treated as just a child's toy. These boards can be seen as a gateway to the worlds that lie just beyond, and if not used properly, these gateways can remain open. Here are some things to remember if you plan on using a Ouija board. First thing, do not use it alone. Second, do not use it in a graveyard. Third, you can ask anything to a Ouija board, but don't always believe what you hear. Fourth, demons can pretend to be loved ones or children, so always keep that in mind if you're getting a response on the board. Fifth, Politeness is very, very, very important. Do not disrespect the spirit, or there's no telling what the spirit may do if it feels threatened, harmed, or disrespected. The sixth thing that you want to make sure that you do is always have someone around who can write what the board spells out. It can get very confusing if the planchette starts to move and spell out different things and you can't keep track of what it's writing out. So have someone designated to write down all the different letters and then read you what the board spelled out to you. Seventh, always, and I cannot stress this enough, always say goodbye to the board. If you don't, whatever you brought into your apartment, into your house, may never leave. Also, who knows what else can come through the board because you never formally shut that gate by saying goodbye to the board. And lastly, you're also going to want to sage and cleanse the room that you're playing the game in so as to get rid of any lingering evil that might be around after playing the game. Another thing that's really, really important to take note is when you're playing this game, one of the things I came across was you do not want to contact Zozo. Zozo is a powerful demonic being who can inflict physical and mental harm on the players who use the Ouija board. Zozo spells his name many different ways. He can spell his name as Zozo, Z-O-Z-O, or Zaza, Z-A-Z-A, simply Zo, Z-O, or Pazuzu, P-A-Z-U-Z-U. You can tell if he's near and if he's trying to communicate with you, if the planchette starts to move in sudden, rapid movements. He also may spell his name, or you may have a very immense feeling of dread come on. And you may also see shadows moving in the corner. If any of these things happen, you need to immediately end the Ouija board session and say goodbye to the board so as not to let him in. I've seen many videos where people have tried to summon Zozo, and when it happens and Zozo makes himself known, he can throw things around the room, he could have the intent to hurt you. So if you really try to summon him, and I highly, highly, highly advise that you do not, definitely take caution when doing that. And always, always make sure that you're following the rules when playing the Ouija board. And the last game that you can play by yourself is hide and seek alone, so you don't need to play this with anybody else. This game can be very dangerous, so players be warned. During this game, you perform a ritual at 3 a.m. and you summon a ghost into a doll. When summoning the ghost into the doll, you have to tell the ghost that you are essentially it first when playing hide and seek. Then, at some point, you are going to stab the doll and let the doll know that now it's their turn to be it. And that is where the game takes a sinister turn and really, really begins. You're gonna leave the knife that you used to stab the doll with the doll. And now you have to hide from the doll because if it finds you, it's going to stab you. Ending this game is pretty elaborate, and also the ritual to get the ghost into the doll is pretty elaborate. But to end the game, it is strongly recommended that you end it within 2 hours of starting, otherwise the ghost will get too strong and there's no telling what can happen. But also, the game ends if you get stabbed. I hope you really liked hearing about these 5 scary games that you can play on Halloween or any night if you're feeling up to it. If you play any of these games, again, let me know. Leave a comment below telling me of your experience. If you have already played these games, definitely leave a comment telling me your experience and if anything crazy happened to you. I'd love to hear about it. If you liked what you heard, definitely give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, I would really, really appreciate it. I hope everybody has a safe and happy Halloween. And players be warned if you choose to go ahead and play any of these scary games.